Okay, good morning, everyone.
Morning, sir.
Okay, so now we'll start, guys. So, good morning. So, my name is Samir, and I'll be your faculty for this. And when it comes to my experience, see, I have around 10 years of experience in IT, and since the past 3 years, I'm working with the cloud technologies. Okay, and that's it about my profile. And let's start now. Yeah, guys. Okay, so let's start. So here, so okay, everyone. So now let us start with the. Now, guys, let us see first of all, what is Azure data engineering? What is Azure data engineering? Okay. So, guys, what is Azure data engineering? Okay. So, whereas Azure is nothing but it is a name given for the product by the company called Microsoft, by a company called what? Microsoft. And then we have what is that? Data is nothing but what? Information. Okay, that is nothing but what? Information. So whereas here we have what is that? Azure data, that is nothing but a Microsoft company providing, that is nothing but information. And Azure data engineering, that is application of engineering on the data. So whereas on this, or we can say within this Azure data engineering, we have the following services. So we can say that Azure data engineering is a group of multiple services. Okay, Azure data engineering is a that is nothing but it provides the group of multiple services provided by the Microsoft, provided by the Microsoft. Whereas, guys, whereas this Azure data engineering provides the following. What is that we have it? The first service, guys, this is here we'll have service. Here we don't say it as a product. Okay, or here we don't say it as the here we don't say it as the product, and here we don't say it as okay, that is a software. Okay, so here it is called as what? Service. The first service we have within this Azure data engineering is ADF, which stands for what? Yes, guys, which stands for what? Azure data engineering, which stands for what? Azure data engineering. Whereas apart from this ADF, we also have what is that? We also have the service in this, which is called as what? ADB, which stands for Azure Databricks. And apart from this Azure Databricks, we also have the service called, okay, that is Azure Synapse. Azure Synapse. Whereas, okay, I'll explain one after the other, don't worry. So Azure Synapse. And apart from this, we have many more services. Okay, some of the highlighted services I will tell you. Okay, Azure Synapse. Then we have what's that? Azure ML, which stands for that is machine learning. And then afterwards, even we have Azure AI, which stands for what? Azure AI. Azure, what is it? AI. So Azure AI is nothing but what? Artificial intelligence. Azure artificial intelligence. Okay. So likewise, you have many services, everyone. Likewise, we have what is that? Many services, guys, provided under this Azure data engineering. Provided under this Azure data engineering. So now let us see what exactly this service does. So what is as ADF? So here we are here to see what is an ADF. So guys, let us start with this. So ADF, where as you know that ADF stands for what? Azure Data Engineering. What is it? Azure Data Engineering. Guys, you must and should interact with me. That's better. Okay. So what is it? Azure Data Engineering. So what is it? Data. Sorry. Under this Azure Data Engineering, we have what is it? ADF as a service. So ADF stands for what? Azure Data Factory. ADF stands for what? Azure Data Factory. So what is that? We have it? Azure Data Factory. So now what is that? Azure Data Factory? Yes, guys. Azure Data Factory is nothing but, okay. Azure Data Factory is nothing but, it is a service. What is that? It is a service. It is a service provided by the, yes, guys. It is a service provided by the Microsoft. It is a service provided by the Microsoft. It is a service provided by the Microsoft to perform the job of ETL or else ELT. That's it. So everyone, are you able to hear my voice? Please tell me, guys.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you.
Okay, so now we have, what is that? These are other things we have it. So now, guys, let us see. First of all, before we go ahead, let us see what exactly the extraction, transformation, and loading is. Then we will move further. Okay. Okay, guys. First of all, when it comes to this ETL, the ETL stands for extraction. Extraction, guys. The ETL stands for what? Extraction. And then you have a transformation. And then you have what's that? Loading. Extraction, transformation, and loading. What is that? Extraction, transformation, and loading. Whereas in this extraction, transformation, and loading, this is nothing but, the ETL is nothing but, guys, the ETL is used, or we can say the ETL is a process or a technique, we can say, which is used to perform the data summarization. To perform what is that? Data summarization. To perform the data summarization. ETL. Whereas this is a, we can say some olden technique we have it, that is called as what? ETL. Nowadays, even we have a technique introduced apart from this, that is called as what? ELT. Where ELT stands for what? Same. Extraction. Only the process has been changed here. Okay. What is it? The next one is called extraction. Then the next process comes here, what? Loading, not the transformation. The next process comes here, what? Loading. Extract and load first, then transform it later. So what is this transform? Transform it later. That means transformation, perform it later. Actually, what is transformation? Transformation is the actual process, guys. Transformation is the actual process where the data summarization is done. Where exactly the data summarization is done. Transformation is the actual process where the data summarization is done. So we have the same, both are same, ETL and ELT is same, but only the application part will change here. That's it. Okay, nothing else. So whereas these are the ETL. So what is ETL? Azure Data Factory is a service provided by Microsoft to perform the job of ETL, that is extraction, transformation, and loading. Whereas between the clouds and on-prem, between the clouds and on-prem, so we can say what do you mean on-prem? On-prem is nothing but on-premises. It stands for what? On-premises. Okay, guys, everyone. It stands for what? On-premises. It stands for what? On-premises. Yes, everyone. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
On-premises. So whereas, so before we go ahead, guys, I would just wanted to, I wanted to know first of all from you guys, what is the difference you have between the clouds and the on-premise, or if you do you know it or not?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, need not hesitate, everyone. Just tell me what is the difference you have between clouds and on-premise. Any idea or not?
Yes, and on-premise, whatever the software is are installed in your local system.
Yeah, that's fine. Really. And anyone else? Any other questions or any other opinions, please, guys? Okay, anyways, no problem. We will discuss it. So, guys, clouds and on-premises, these are the two different environments. So now let us try to understand these environments first. Okay, because if you understand this, then all the things you can understand. Okay, first of all, you have to make out the basic difference. What is the basic difference you have between the clouds and the on-premises? Clouds and what is it? On-premises. So clouds is nothing but, guys, basically, or what is an on-premises. So let us understand this with an example. Now, guys, everyone of us is using a mobile phone or not? Yes. Are you using the mobile phone or not? Please tell me,
Yes,
guys.
yes,
All of you are using the mobile phones. Am I right? So now, in your mobile phone, how many type of memories you have it? Can you tell me? My question is that when you use a mobile phone, how many type of memories you will have it? Please tell me.
Internal memory and SD card.
Yes, internal memory and SD card. So that means, can you see here? Can we say that here if you have, okay, your total memory is what is it? Internal memory and SD card memory. That is scan disk card memory. So let us say some 10 GB, or we can say some 16 GB, guys, some 16 GB. Everyone can what is that? Yes, RAM, that is internal memory, and that is SD memory. That's it. So now let us say it here. 16 GB is provided with every mobile phone. Suppose let us assume some 15 GB or 16 GB is provided with a mobile phone. Now it means that we can store the data up to 16 GB. We can store the data up to 16 GB in your mobile phone. Am I right? That is the only thing it means. Am I right, everyone? Yes. It means that we can use up to, yes, guys, we can use up to 16 GB. We can store up to 16 GB of memory. We can store up to 16 GB of memory. Okay. 16 GB of memory. We can store up to 16 GB of memory in your mobile phone. Suppose I have to store more, 16 GB or more 20 GB memory has to be stored, or more some 32 GB has to be stored now. So at that time, what will I be doing? As this particular memory called my internal, there is an internal built-in memory in my mobile phone. That is nothing but the mobile phone built-in memory. As it is not sufficient, I have to extend this. So for that, what I did, I bought an SD card. And now tell me, collaboratively, your mobile phone, can you see here? Collaboratively, your mobile phone memory and your SD card memory. Your mobile phone memory and SD card memory. Collaboratively, how much it is? Mobile memory is 16 GB. And your SD card, scan disk card memory is what's it? 32 GB. Now, what is the total amount of memory you can store in your computer, that is in your mobile phone? Can you tell me, guys?
48.
42? Sure.
48.
Yes. So I think it is 48. 6 plus 2, 8, no? 10, 48. So totally your 48 GB you can store in your mobile phone. Now other question, now the another question arises. What is the other question is, now guys, suppose everyone, suppose I have to store some 500 GB of memory more now, or some 500 GB of data is there right now. In this situation, what will you do?
By
Google
external
Drive.
hard disk.
That means you will not get again the hard disk. Yes, you will not get again the hard disk. See, I'm talking about mobile phone. I'm just talking about mobile phone. Just forget about everything. So in your mobile phone, can you Yes, guys, can you basically in your mobile phone, can you can you get a memory card of 500 GB?
No.
No.
No, we don't get it. So what will you do? Maximum we can get 32 GB of memory card, I think so. Isn't it? So if such is the case, but I have to store in my mobile phone 500 GB. So what is the other alternative you can
Google
suggest?
Drive.
Ama?
Google Drive.
Yes, the another is nothing but Google Drive. So I'm just going and storing the data in the Google Drive. Now suppose what happened Google Drive. So in the Google Drive, the default memory provided is 15 GB by the Google, and whenever you want 500 GB data to be stored on your Google Drive, we have to buy the drive. Am I right, everyone? We have
Yes.
to buy the drive. So for that, how much will I be doing? I have to buy this drive. So I'll pay something and I bought it. And now I can store up to 500 GB memory. Am I right, guys? 500 GB memory. So now the question is that one fine day you lost your mobile phone. One fine day you lost your mobile phone. So when you lose your mobile phone, tell me now, what about the SD card memory? You have 48 GB memory available with you, whereas out of which 16 GB is the inbuilt memory and 32 GB is the uh, SD card memory. So this 48 GB, what about this 48 GB and what about this 500 GB data? Totally, you have 548 GB of data available right now with you or in your mobile phone. Now, one fine day you lost it. Tell me now, can you recover? Can you recover? My question is that, can you recover, guys? Can you recover the 16 GB of memory?
No, we cannot.
No.
Can you recover this 32 GB of memory?
No.
Can you recover this 500 GB of memory?
Yes.
In fact, that means here, what you're doing, whenever you store the data in a Google Drive, if you lose your mobile phone, simply we buy a new handset and we log in your handset. We log in your handset just by using, we log in the handset by just using our email IDs. That is a previous email ID using which this Google account is created. And we enter the password. Once we enter the password, what happens? Synchronize option will be there. Automatically, whatever the data you have stored in the Google Drive, that means 500 GB of data which you have stored it can be retrieved back in a new handset with the help of the Google Drive. So now when you store the data in a Google Drive, the saving responsibility, that data safety, whose responsibility? Your data safety. Your data safety is the responsibility of what? Google. That means the security of your data is the responsibility of what? Google. So you need not worry about it. Am I right? Yes, guys. Am I right, everyone?
Yes.
So now, and the second one is what? You can retrieve it whenever you want. Yes, whenever you want, you can retrieve it without any problem, irrespective of the location. What about the 48 GB you have it in your internal mobile phone, that is in the previous mobile phone which you lost it? Can you recover it back? No. So whereas this is a very good example, guys. This is a very good example of what is that? This is the very good example. That means 48 GB which you already stored it in your previous mobile phone which you lost it. This is called as what is that? This is called as on premises. This is called as what? On premises data. It is called as what, guys? On premises data. And whatever the data, we store it in the Google Drive. Everyone, whatever the data, we store it in a Google Drive. This is called as what is that, guys? Tell me now. This kind of data or this type of storage is called as what? Cloud storage. It is called as what? Cloud storage. Cloud data. This is called as what? Cloud data. The data stored in the cloud. Now, guys, so most of us, many of us, almost all, every one of us nowadays, are we storing the data in a SD card? Are we storing the data anywhere? Are we storing the data in the SD card, guys? Tell me now.
No, we are not
So
nowadays.
most of us, we are not storing it in the SD card. Simply what we are doing. That means we are simply what we are doing. We have moved from the physical data to cloud data. Am I right, everyone? Yeah.
Yes.
Am I correct or not?
Yes.
So everyone now, we are not storing the data in the inbuilt memory. Directly we are storing the data in the Google Drive. Okay, or else we store the data in the iCloud when you use an iPhone. Am I right? Okay. So likewise, so slowly, we are habituated of clouds now. In the same way, guys, after this, the COVID, now, are we habituated of watching the movies by going to theaters? Yes.
No, mostly it has decreased.
No, mostly what we are doing, we are watching the movies, but we are
OTT.
watching in the watch.
OTT platform.
Very good. So we are watching in the OTT platforms. That means simply in your mobile phone, we download the OTT application, such as you have the Netflix is there, Amazon Prime is there. Simply we download it, and then once we download it, what we are doing? Once we download it, simply we are labeling it. That is simply we are taking the subscription, and that subscription will be what? Free or premium. If you want to watch a new movie, you have to pay and take the premium subscription and watch it. Am I right? So now slowly, what we are doing, our life is being moved from on-premises to cloud only. In the same way here, guys, in the same way, going to the theater and watching the movie is called as what? On-premises. Watching the movie on the OTT platform at your doorstep comfort is called as what? Cloud. So there it itself, we are moving it for entertainment purpose also. We have moved to the cloud. That is the cloud technology. In the same way, the whole globe is now migrating from cloud, that is from the on-premises to the cloud environment. On-premises to what is that? Cloud environment. On-premises to what is that? Cloud environment. Okay. Basically, for your understanding, what I can tell you is, guys, cloud is nothing but basically, cloud is the Google Drive. You have it. And now, on-premises is nothing but your mobile phone. That is physical, which you can see or which you can touch everything. Getting my point? Whereas, what about the Google? Where the Google stores the data? It's taking the data from you. It's providing you the storing. It provides you the 500 GB storage. But where does the Google stores the data? The Google stores the data. Guys, the Google stores the data. The Google stores the data in what is that? Data centers. They have some data centers. They have some what? Data centers. So now, guys, when it comes to the practical application, in the IT industry, almost all the business entities are moving from on-premises to cloud now. Almost all the that is nothing but companies are moving from on-premises to what is it? Cloud now. Now, guys, Google Drive is provided by whom?
Google.
Obviously by the Google. Google Drive is provided by the Google. Am I right? So we can say that the service provider is Google or not?
Yes.
So now we can say that here the following are the cloud, or the following are the providers who are called as a service providers available in the market, who are offering the Google Drive service. That is nothing but who is offering the cloud service. And whereas who are them? The first one is, what is that? We have the Azure. Okay, what is that? Azure. So Azure is from what? Azure is from the Microsoft. Azure is from what is that? Microsoft. Azure is from what is that? Microsoft. Azure is from the Microsoft. Azure is the first cloud provider. And then apart from this, we have another one that is called as what? AWS, which stands for what? Yes, AWS stands for what? Amazon.
Amazon.
Yes, Amazon Web Service. Amazon Web Service. Then the third one, what is that you have it?
GCP.
Yeah, we have the Google. Google is providing, or we can say GCP. That is nothing
Google
but
Cloud
Google
Platform.
Cloud Platform. Very good. So whereas the Google Cloud Platform is provided by what? Google. Whereas apart from this, we also have, yes, what is that? We have it SAP. SAP. That is SAP has come out with their own this thing. So we say it
HANA.
as what? Yes.
HANA.
Yes, okay. And now, guys, apart from this, even we have what is that? Many more. That is Alibaba is there, from China based. This Alibaba. Whereas, can you see here? Many more cloud providers. But whereas, as we have many in the market, we have many in the market. Now, guys, we have many mobile phones in the market available. But who is called as the market leader in mobile phones?
Happy.
iPhone.
Right. Apple is the market leader. Am I right? Who is the
Yes.
second market leader even today?
Samsung.
Very good. That's the thing. In the same way, why? Because of some good features, because of some good, the software they are using, whatever it may be. So in the same way here, we have many cloud providers available in the market, but the market leaders are these three only. These three only. Okay. Whereas Amazon was number one before. Now it has come down. Now it has come down to almost all the second position, and almost all you can say it has come down even to the third position. Why? The Amazon is more costly. The job which you can do it here requires 100 rupees. Suppose I'm giving you the same service is provided by the Azure in 15 rupees. You know what? So Azure is a very you can say economical service. They are providing it very cheaper service comparatively with Amazon. So hence what happens is market leader, and now the number one product available in the market in cloud technology is what's it? Azure. That is from the Microsoft. Getting my point? That is from the Microsoft. And whereas the Azure or Amazon or Google or SAP or whatever it may be, you have it, guys. All of them they are providing the cloud service. And these cloud services they are providing into three categories. What is that? The first one is called as what? IaaS. Whereas the second one they are providing in the form of what? PaaS. And the third one they are providing in the form of what? SIAS. So what is IaaS, guys? IaaS stands for infrastructure.
As a service.
Yes, infrastructure. Infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service. And now, guys, what do you mean by PaaS?
Platform as a service.
Platform as a service.
Yes, platform as a service. And then we have, what is that? Third one, SIAS. See, this stands for what?
Software as a service.
Yes, software. Yes, software as a service. That means, can you see here? They have provided their services in three different categories. In what is it? Three different categories. Suppose, for example, what is this infrastructure as a service? Let us try to understand this. What is an infrastructure as a service? When you talk about the infrastructure as a service, guys, suppose, okay, you have a very large amount of data to be processed, very massive amount of data. Does the Windows operating system supports for every data processing? So operating system, you know everyone. Yes, guys.
Yes.
So when you know that is operating system, can that Windows operating system supports for every amount of data or not? No. Whenever you have a very massive, large amount of data, Windows operating system is not supported most of the times. Am I right? So at that time, you need to change the operating system from Windows to you can say mainframes. Suppose mainframes. Mainframes is from what? IBM. Mainframes is from what is that, guys? IBM. So whereas whenever you want to change the operating system, this operating system and all this is provided in the form of a service called what? Infrastructure as a service. What is that? Infrastructure as a service. Sorry, platform as a service. It is provided in the form of what? Platform as a service. Suppose, guys, suppose you require to change an operating system. So right now I'm using the Windows operating system, and I am working into some banking industry. Banking industry is considered as what is that? An industry which provides a very massive amount of data. You can say the big data. So where the big data is not supported mostly onto the Windows operating system. So for that, we need to change the operating system from Windows to what is it? Mainframes or Unix or whatever we have it. Whereas you need not buy this again. Already you have a Windows operating system. You need not buy this again. Why? Simply you need to inform your cloud provider, that is called as Azure, to change your service, okay, of the operating system or of the platform from Windows to mainframes. So now licensing and everything will be taken care by Azure. You need not worry. Now the next one, suppose you require to store the data. Same as I told you here in the example, I have some 48 GB of data now, and now I wanted to extend it to what is that? 500 TIB, that means terabyte, or PIB, that is petabyte. Okay, 500 petabyte. Okay, 500 petabyte data I want to store it. Okay, 500 petabyte data I want to store it. So now this much capacity you wanted to extend up to. So you will ask your, can you see here? You will ask your cloud provider called Azure to provide this much of storage onto the cloud. So it is the responsibility of the cloud provider to provide it for you. You need not worry. That's it. So now, guys, you need not worry about the license. You need not worry about the storage. Everything will be taken care by them. Simply what we need to do, we require a laptop and connectivity to the internet. That's it. We can start working on it. And then you have what is that? Software as a service. Software as a service, what it does? This is a service, guys, which is provided. This is a service which is provided in the form of what is it? You require some softwares. Suppose you require some softwares to go ahead or to work into your environment, such as, guys, okay, now we have some applications, such as for, we can say, some applications. So whenever we require an application, what we do in your mobile phone, whenever you require an application, what we do, guys? Tell me now. Huh? Guys, tell me, when you require any kind of a new
Go to
application,
the PlayStation and download it.
very good. That is nothing but we go to the Play Store when you use the Android as an operating system, or whenever you are using the that is the Apple phone, then we have what is that? That is nothing but Apple something is there, na? What is it? You have it?
Play Store.
Apple, yes, Apple Store. We'll go to what is it? Apple Store and download. So whereas this, we can say what is it? The set of all the applications we have it. So whenever you require some softwares or some applications to be installed on your PC, that comes under the software as a service. That comes under what is it, guys? Software as a service. That comes under what? Software as a service. So we just simply we need to inform our cloud provider to install this or to make it available for you. License everything with is the there's nothing but is the responsibility of Azure only. That is not our responsibility. Getting my point? Simply, do we need to pay the cost? Simply, we need to do what, guys? Pay the cost. Pay the cost. Cost is mandatory. So you have to pay the cost for that. And this billing will be done on what is it? Monthly basis or hourly basis, weekly basis, daily basis, based on your comfort. Based on your comfort. Okay. So that means you pay more, you get more services. You pay less, you will get the basic services. That's it. That's the only concept. Like we have in OTT platforms, everyone. We have an OTT platform. What we do, by default, some free web series are provided. Some free movies are provided. some free television channels are provided. But if you want to see the premium one, the latest release, then we have to opt for a premium service by paying some cost. Am I right, everyone? Yes, guys, am I right or not?
Yes.
So this is
Yes,
the,
sir.
yeah, this is the concept why we moved from the, guys, why we moved from the why we are moving it from the on premises or to what is that, cloud. Now guys, this point is clear for me, but the next point here is what, okay, cloud is clear, everything is clear, but one more thing is not clear, that is called as what is this Azure data factory? We have not discussed this. And as we know that Azure Data Factory is nothing but it is what is it? A service provided by Microsoft. It is a service provided by Microsoft to perform the job of ETL, which stands for what? Extraction, transformation, and what is that? Loading, or extraction, loading, or transformation. So now, guys, let us see what exactly the ETL does. Okay, what exactly the extraction, transformation, and loading, with the help of an example. Let's copy this, guys. I'm coming here down. Now I'll explain you with a simple example. Okay, guys. So now, guys, extraction, transformation, and loading. So in this, let us take an example here. All of you, let us take an example here. I am having some supermarket data is here. Some supermarket data. And the supermarket authorities wanted to know this, what is that, net sales amount of net sales amount of, what is that, tell me now, 07 12 2022. Okay, net sales amount of this day. And also they want the net sales amount of yesterday. What was the date yesterday, guys? Tell me now. It was 06 12 2022. Am I right, everyone? This is the data. So now, guys, let us see the data. The data is like this. Okay, you have the product ID. PID stands for product ID, and then we have what's it, product rate is there. Then you have what's it, product ID, product rate, and product quantity sold. Product quantity sold, product ID, product rate, product quantity sold, and then afterwards product ID, product rate, product quantity sold, and then we have what is that? Guys, date of sales. DOS stands for what? Date of sales. Okay, let us see what other things you have it. Product ID is something like this, 122. Product rate is 100 rupees. Guys, product quantity sold is 10. And the date of sale, what's the date of sale? You have it 0. Okay, na, so use what's it, 07, yeah, 12 2022. This is the first line, you have it. And the second line data is like this. Product is 123, product ID, and product rate is 200. All of you, quantity sold is a 10. Everyone, the date of sales is what? 07 comma 12 comma, that is nothing but 2022. And then we have the next one, 1 2 4. All of you, okay, what's that we have it? Yes, what's that we have it? 1 2 4. And this 1 2 4, guys, yeah, this 1 2 4. Sorry, guys. So now, sorry, I got a call. So now, again, here we have what's it? 1 2 4 is the product ID, and the rate of the product is, let us say, 300. And then we have, sorry, quantity sold is 10 pieces. And now, guys, here you have what is it? 07 12 2022. Am I right, everyone? This is the thing we have it. Now, guys, again, I have, this is the data. Everyone, just have a look here. This is the data which we have collected it. This we have the data which we have collected or which we got it from the 12th day, that is the 7th day of December 2022. Now guys, let us do one thing now. I have the another, can you see here? I have the another day's data, that is nothing but even the 6th day data. So how it is same, just let us change it here, the date. Can you see here? This is the data we have it. Okay. So what is that? This is the data. That means, can you see here? We have the data like this. So this is actually, we can consider here this as a source. Am I right, everyone? This is called as what? Source. Basically, make sure for the process of ETL, that is extraction, transformation, and loading, we require two things. What is the two things we required? Can you tell me, guys, what are the two things we required? The first one is the source, and the second one, which is very important, that is called as a target. That is called as what, guys? Huh? Am I right? Yes, guys, source and the target. Between the source and the target, guys, we apply the process of ETL, which stands for what? Extraction, transformation, and loading. So anyways, you know this, what is extraction, what is transformation, and what is a loading. Guys, am I right? What is extraction, what is transformation, and what is the loading? We know it. Now, guys, let us start the process of ETL. How does it work? So now, guys, extraction. So tell me now, what do you mean by extraction? Extraction is a process of pull in the required data. Pull in the required data. ET, that is nothing but extraction is the process of pull in the required data. So now, guys, pull in the required data. Okay, so now, guys, tell me, so to find out the net sales amount of 7th day of December 2022, do you require the product ID? Everyone?
No.
No, we don't require the product ID. We can ignore it. Do we require the product rate?
Yes.
In fact, without the rate, how can you find out? So I'm saying here, I'm just pulling in here, product rate. Now tell me, do you require the product quantity sold?
No.
Yes, guys. Do we
No.
require the product quantity sold or not? Of course, we require it. Product quantity sold. The QTY sold. Now tell me, do you require a date of sales or not? Yes, guys. Do you require the date of sales or not?
No.
In fact, we require DOS. Date of sale. Without date of sale, how can you find out? So now, guys, this is are the three columns. That means out of all these four, all available data, you will sorry, some network issue got disconnected. Okay, I'm audible now, guys.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So now, okay. So just a minute. Now it's fine. Okay, just a minute. Actually, they have to. I'm not the host. 1 minute, 1 minute. I'm not the host. Just a minute. Okay, so just a minute. We were discussing this. 2 minutes. Give me 1 minute. Just a minute. Sorry. Okay, guys. Just a minute.
చిన్ని స్కూల్ కి వెళ్ళకపోతే వెళ్ళని చెప్పేసి
Okay, sorry guys. So it got disconnected because of. Okay, guys. So now, okay, everyone, just have a look, ma. Okay, so now we were discussing about this. So can you see here? The first one we were discussing about this extraction. Can you see here? The first part is extraction. So as out of all this, we require to pull in what's the product rate, product quantity sold, and DOS. There is a new date of sales is required in the process of extraction. Now, guys, the next process is the transformation. Can you tell me now, how does a transformation work? Transformation is actually the process of what? Data summarization. Transformation is the process of what? Data summarization. So here can you see 100 rupees is the rate, 10 is the quantity. That means 100 into 10 means what? 100 into 10 means what? What is the quantity, guys? Can you tell me? Can you tell me, guys, what is 100 into 10?
10,000.
Huh?
1,000.
Very good. So you can say 1,000. Okay. So now, guys, 100 into 10 is 1,000. So can I write it here directly as 1,000? So 1,000. So now, next one, 200 into 10 means what?
2000.
200 into 10, how much it is?
2000.
2000. Am I right, guys, everyone? Very good. Now 300 into 10 means what?
3000.
3000. Now tell me, sum it. 1000 plus 2000 plus 3000. What is the total amount? Very good. So now we have total
6000, sorry.
6000 is the total amount. Now, guys, we can say like this: 6000 is the total amount. Now, date of sales. Can you see here? Date of sales is also required. So I'm adding one more column here. Can you see here? Date of sales. What's the date of sales? You have it. So date of sales is 7/12/2022. So just paste it here. Can you see? Can you see here? Just to see here. Now, can you see? You have find out the net sales amount of 7th day of December 2022, which is 6000 rupees. And what about the next one? Yes, tell me, what is the next day you have it? The next day is what is that? That is the previous day is what is that you have it? The previous day is the 6th day. Can you see here? We have the 6th day, also the same. So now can you see here? Out of this 6 lines data, you have extracted how many lines data here? Guys, 2 lines data, where this is the actual process of transformation. And once the transformation is done, finally what we do, guys, we load the data. We load the data into the target system, whatever we have. Okay, everyone. So now, guys, to perform this process of extraction, transformation, and loading, to perform this process of extraction, transformation, and loading between the clouds, okay, between the clouds, or we can say between the on-premise system, between the cloud and what is it? On-prem system, and to what is that? Cloud or on-prem? To what is that? Clouds. To what is that? Cloud or on-prem. We use what is that? We use the ADF as the service. We use what is that? We use what is it? ADF as a service. So guys, what is that? ADF as a service, we use it. That is called as what? Azure Data Factory, which you call it as what? Azure Data Factory, where Azure Data Factory is a service which is provided by the Microsoft. Okay, guys, that's it. And rest of this, when it comes to this, the usage of how exactly the ADF is used, how the things are mixed out in ADF, all these things we will see in the next session tomorrow. Okay, so guys, this is the thing we have it. So tomorrow we will start at sharp 6:30, everyone. As it was the first day, I just started at 6:40. So tomorrow we'll start at 6:30. Okay, guys, that's it about this thing. And now if you have any doubt, you can just go ahead and ask me. See, using of this particular thing and what are the topics are covered, you can just check the contents brochure. Contents brochure is there where you can get all the details. In fact, the duration of this particular course will be 60 hours, and the timings of the class, we will have it at that is the same timings. Okay, that is 6:30 a.m. Okay, or else maximum will start at 7 o'clock. We'll just decide the timings, 6:30 or 7 o'clock, and the regular classes will start from tomorrow morning. That's it. Now, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask me. Tell me now.
Sir, what is the prerequisites to learn this?
Basically, you don't require any prerequisites.
Okay, sir.
SQL we don't require.
SQL, obviously SQL is required, but even if you don't know the SQL, you can manage it. But obviously nowadays in IT, of course, SQL is you must and should know it.
Sir, 3 years experience, how much package can I get? If I have put 3 years experience in Azure, how much package can I get?
See, you can put up the 3 years experience only, not more than that, because the 3 years prior to 2018 you can't even put it because you don't have that particular version of this. So you can just put maximum of 2.5 to 3 years only. Okay. Now I think around 4 years you can put it up. Maximum.
Job opportunities and
obviously cloud is the future. Cloud is the future now. Okay, cloud is the future now. Cloud is the future now. Obviously, the job market is very good. The job market is very good. Obviously. Please.
Sir, recession, does it impact on cloud markets? Recession, does it impact on cloud markets?
If recession comes or recession is there, obviously everything will affect us. To be honest with you, requirement is on the cloud, obviously. But if the market is down, nobody can help, even not me, not no one. We will be the part and parcel of the industry. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's it, guys, about this thing. And okay, so we'll start the class tomorrow morning. Okay.
So,
Sir,
That's it, okay?
it is a regular batch or weekend batch?
No, this is a regular batch. There is no
So,
weekend batches.
7 a.m. is a good timing, I think.
Okay, we'll start anyways. Anyways, we'll start after the next Monday onwards. We will have it at 7 a.m. But right now we have to start from
Okay,
tomorrow
not an issue.
at 6:30. Okay, that's it.
hello, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you will have the class from Monday to Friday mostly. Yeah, tell me.
yeah. Is there this one is the it includes like data lake, data bricks,
Yes, yes, yes.
are these things, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's it, ma. Okay. Any other doubt you have it, you can ask me. Okay, guys, thank you everyone for attending, and we'll start up the class from tomorrow onwards. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, tell me.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye. Okay, let's see the ADF. So what is ADF? Okay, guys. So ADF stands for what? Azure data. Azure Data Factory. Yes, everyone. So ADF stands for what? Azure Data Factory. Whereas the Azure Data Factory is nothing but it is a service. What is it? It is a service. Okay, guys. The Azure Data Factory is a service. So the Azure Data Factory is a service which is used to provide, okay, or which is provided basically by the Microsoft. What is that? Azure Data Factory is a service which is provided by the Microsoft. Azure Data Factory is a service which is provided by the Microsoft. Azure Data Factory is a service which is provided by the Microsoft to perform the job of ETL. Perform the job of ETL. Yes. So what is ETL? Basically, okay. So what is ETL? Basically, ETL stands for what, guys? ETL stands for extraction. ETL stands for extraction. Then we have what's a transformation. Transformation, and then we have what is that? Loading. Extraction, transformation, and loading. Where extraction, transformation, and loading, it is used to perform. Yes, guys, it is used to perform extraction, transformation, and loading. It is used to perform the data
Summarization.
yes, summarization. It is used to perform the data summarization. Okay, so now, okay, so now for this process of ETL, we require two things. What is that? Source, and the next one we require it as what? Target. Source, and we require it is what? Target. and between the source, everyone, between the source and the target, we apply what is that? ETL. That is nothing but extraction, transformation, and loading. So between the source and the target, we apply what is that? Extraction, transformation, and loading. Okay, guys. So whereas here, can you see source? Actually, source means what? Can somebody tell me? What do you mean by source? Okay. Source is a starting point. Source is a starting point where actually we can find the information. So else we can say that source is nothing but, yes guys, source is nothing but what? Source is nothing but, source is a source of data. Source is nothing but what? Source is nothing but what? Source of data. So that means we can get the data from what? We can get the data from following. That is from the files. Yes, guys, we get the data from what is that? Files. We get the data from what? Files. So files in the sense, what are the files we can have it, guys? We can have the following files. What is that? Or else we can have the following files. What is that? CSV files. Okay, we can have what's that? CSV files. CSV files. Okay, then we can have what is that? Comma delimited file, or else CSV is, it itself is called as what? Comma separated value files. Then you have what? Excel files. Everyone. So we have what's that? CSV files, Excel files. Okay.
Tab delimited files. Tab.
Yes, TSV files. We call it as what? TSV, which stands for tab separated value files. Okay, TSV files. And
XML file. XML
XML.
file.
Yes, XML file. It is extendable markup language. Or we can,
JSON.
yes, we can also have what's it? JSON files, and then we can have what's it? HTML files. Then you have what? Parquet files. Parquet files, and then you have what's that? ORC files, object row nar. Okay, object row column, object row column. Okay, then we have what is that? Optimized row column. As ORC stands for optimized row column. So ORC file. Then we have
Dat file.
Avro file. Yeah, tell me, what is it?
Dat file. Dat
Yes,
file.
yes. These are all the various type of files we can have, where you can find the data, where you can find the data. Okay, guys, everyone, these are the various files we can have where we can find the data, where we can find the data, or we can get the data here. Okay. Whereas apart from this, guys, everyone, apart from the files, what are the other source where we can, from where we get the data? We can get the data from, what is that? Again, databases. Am I right? Databases. So what are the type of databases? So now, guys, can you tell me what is the very basic difference you have between the files and a database? You can consider that, this guys, you can consider that files or a database, that is Excel files or CSV files, is very similar. Both are very similar. But whenever you have very massive amount of data, very large amount of data is stored, and that is nothing but the files, Excel file or CSV file does not support. Hence, we can store the data into what is a database. And the second reason is that, whenever you want, okay, whenever you want, and the second reason is that whenever you want to store, okay, data with more security, whenever you want to store the data with more security, that much security is not provided in the CSV file or Excel file. Hence, we go for what? Database. And the third reason is that access. That means to get a particular data or a particular thing. That is, suppose I want salaries. I want the salaries. I want the list of employees. Guys, I want the list of employees whose salaries are, what is that? Whose salaries are less than 75,000. I want to get this list. This kind of retrieval is bit difficult in the Excel file or CSV files. Hence, we go for what? Database. So we go for what? Database, three reasons. One is a security reason. Second is in our store huge and bulky data. And the third reason is what? Retrieval reason. These are the three reasons why we use the database always. Okay. Why we use the database. So what are the databases you can have? So databases means what? You can have the database as tell me guys, Oracle database,
MySQL.
MySQL, okay, MySQL database.
PostgreSQL.
Yes, MySQL database.
DB2.
Yes, very good. Then we have what is that? Yes,
SQL Server.
DB2. Yes, sir,
SQL
DB2.
Server.
Yes, SQL Server.
Cosmos DB.
Very good. So now Cosmos DB. Okay, no problem. That
Mongo.
is okay. That is basically Cosmos DB is a cloud based. Okay, we can say that Cosmos DB.
MongoDB.
Yes, MongoDB, etc.
Snowflake.
Yes, Snowflake. All these are the databases we can have. So that means we can get the data from what? Even the databases. We can get the data from what? Even the databases. Okay, guys. We can get the data from what? Even the databases. That is Oracle, MySQL database, SQL. That is nothing but SQL Server, Cosmos DB. As you said, MongoDB, etc., etc. Apart from this, we can also get the data from what is it? Can tell me now, guys? Live streaming data. Am I right? Live streaming data. So, what do you mean by live streaming data, guys? Yes. What do you understand by live streaming data? Now, guys, you have it here. You have okay, stock market. Have you ever seen the stock market? How does it works? The values changes. The values changes on what is that? Every second or every minute it changes. Am I right or not? The session will be live. Whatever the things goes off, that will be live. Or if, for example, you can say live cricket match. Guys, we always see the live cricket match. No? What happens? Tell me now. The values, that means the score changes every that is every minute or every 5 minutes, every 5 minutes, every 2 minutes, the cricket match, that is the score changes. Likewise, very constantly live changing data here is nothing but the live streaming data. Okay, the data which streams live, that is called as what? Yes, live streaming data. So here you can have also get the data from what is that? Live streaming as a source. So anyways, many sources are there, but these are the three sources which we can majorly get it here. Okay, what should we can get the data from what? Yes, we can get the data from what? We can get the data from the files. We can get the data from the databases, and we can get the data from what is that? Live streaming data. Okay, guys, we can also get the data from what? From the live streaming. Okay, these are all the, yes, guys, these are all the source of data. So now further, what happens? From the source of data, guys, from the source of data, the data is that is nothing but extracted. So that means we use the on this all data, we use what is that? ADF, that is called as what? Azure Data Factory. We use the ADF, that is called as the Azure Data Factory. And using this ADF, we perform the job of ETL, that is extraction, transformation, and loading. And further, guys, the extraction, transformation, and loading will be done and load the data into what is that? Destination. Loaded the data towards destination. Target can also be referred as what? Destination, guys. Target can also be referred as what? Destination. Okay, guys, clear everyone? So now after this, okay, after this, let us try to see here one more thing. What is that? Yes, guys, everyone. I'm audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, now guys. Okay, then afterwards, let's try to see here. Okay, types of data. types of data. So now the data, whatever we get it, we know from what sources we get the data. But now let us try to see what what is the type of data? What is the type of data? So the type of data is nothing but here can you see, guys, here can you see the following are the types which we can find it. The first one is called as structured data. Yes, guys, the first one is called as what? Structured data. The first one is called as what? Structured data. And the second one is called as what?
Unstructured.
Yes. Or we can say semi-structured data. Semi-structured data. And the third one is called as what? Unstructured data. Unstructured data. So these are the three types of data we can have. What is that? Structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. Am I right, everyone? Structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. These are the three type of data we can have it. Okay, guys. So now let us try to understand what exactly the structure is, what is semi-structured, and what's the unstructured. So, guys, the structured data is nothing but, yes, the structured data is nothing but this data is already that is placed in the form of proper rows and columns, such as, for example, I have a name, okay, ID, job, salary, okay, then okay, name, ID, job, salary. This is the thing we have it. Guys, everyone, have a look here. So now let's do one thing now. Let's fill it up. Name I'm using it as Alan, and here I'm using as the ID number. Job is the clerk. Okay, and then we have what's that? 25,000. That's it now. Next, can you see? I'm writing up one more line. Alan, Bobby. Senior clerk is the job. Okay, guys. And then we have the salary here. Let's make it here as okay, 25,000. Let's make it as 30,000. Can see here likewise we have the all data. This data is properly kept in the form of rows and columns data. Getting my point, all of you? So this kind of data, guys, this kind of data is called as what? Structured data. This is called as what? Structured data. Now the next comes is what? Semi-structured data. So what is the semi-structured data? The data which is not properly structured, but still it is not an unstructured. Still it has some structure. Such kind of data is called as what? Semi-structured data, such as the data kept and recorded in the form of, yes guys, the data kept and recorded in the form of JSON. Okay, the data kept and recorded in the form of what? JSON files and XML files, etc. Okay, so this kind of that is nothing but data is called as what? Semi-structured data. So guys, everyone is following?
Yes.
Okay, guys. So now let us start with what is the semi-structured data. So basically, let's see how the data actually appears, how the data appears, data appears in JSON file. So I'm writing the JSON file here. Suppose the JSON file, the data is recorded in the form of a key value pair. Okay, guys, and it will be recorded in the curly braces. Can you see it? The data will be recorded in what? Curly braces. The data will be recorded in what? Curly braces in the form of a key value pair. Suppose the same data, if at all, we have to write it here. The same data, if at all you have to write it here into the semi-structured JSON format. How do we write it? Let us see. The data will be like this. Name. Okay, guys. Name. That's it. And here you have what's that name. And then what's the name you have? Tell me now. Alan. Am I right, everyone? Sorry. And now use a comma here. Now tell me. What's the next thing you have? Can you tell me, guys? Then you have what's that? ID.
ID.
Yeah. So if you have an ID, it will be written like this. Then you have what's the ID here? 212. So as it is a numeric data, it is not kept into the double quotes. Okay. Then you have what is that? Job. This guy's job. What's the job you have it? Job is nothing but what? The clerk. Comma. Then you have what's that? Salary. What's the salary you have it? Yeah. Salary is 25,000. That's it. Fine, everyone. Now this is the data you have it. Where finally, yes, guys, finally, yes, the data will be, can you see it? Finally, the data will be, yes, finally, the data will be, here, this data will be, that is nothing but placed like this. What is that? The data will be placed like this. How it is, I'm just, okay, can you see it? Okay, anyways, all right. So finally, this is how. So now, guys, this is called as a JSON document. Am I right, everyone? This is called as what? A JSON document. It is called as what? A JSON document. This is called as a JSON document. Okay. So this is how can you see it? This data is not fully structured, but still it is not totally unstructured. It has some structure to view. Am I right? So hence this is called as what, guys? Semi-structured data. Yes, everyone is following or not?
Yes.
Okay, guys. So what about rest of you? I want an answer from everyone. See, this is the called as what? Semi-structured data.
Yes.
And okay. The next one, what is it? You have it. Suppose this is called as the JSON. Now see, let us see how the data will be recorded into the XML. Into the XML. Let us see it here. Okay. So now when it comes to the XML file, the data will be recorded, okay, in the tags, in the form of what? Tags. Let us say here, this is nothing but a table data, the name called employees. That means the name of the table is the employees. So suppose you are writing it here, same table I'm writing it. So I'm using words at employees. That's it. And now, guys, these are called as tags. These are called as what? Tags. Now let's start the tag here. What's the first row you have it? Tell me now. Name. Name. Yes. What is the name you have it? Can you tell me, guys? What's the name you have it? Alan. And now again, close. That's it. Name. This is called as an opening tag, and this is called as a closing tag. Getting my point? Opening tag and closing tag. In between you have what is that? Opening tag and closing tag. In between you have what is that? Employees. Then we have what is that, guys? Tell me. Here you have it. Yeah.
ID.
Yeah, what's it? ID. So here we have what's it? ID. Here you have what's it? ID.
212.
Yes, 212 is the ID. And again, what's it? You have it?
Flash ID.
Yeah, ID. That's it. The next one, what's it? You have it? Can you tell me, guys? There will be no commas even. Guys, there will be no commas even. You have it. Okay. Then you have what's it? Tell me now.
Job.
Sir.
Yes, job. So use the job here. That's it. And then we have the job as what? Tell me. Clerk. So here there will be no data kept in a semicolons or double quotes or single quotes like this. Directly the data is written like this. Clerk. And now again the closing tag. The closing tag is the job itself. And then we have what is it? Tell me now. Just open this. Then you have what is it? salary, sal, and now close it. What is it I want? 25,000. See here, guys. Finally, this is the data you have it. Now, as this is the all tags are opened and closed, but one tag is not closed yet. What is that? This is called as a row tag. This is called as what? Row tag. Close this row tag here at the end. Place the tag. You can see here. This kind of data, guys, everyone, this kind of data is called as what? Yes, guys, this kind of data is called as what? Semi-structured. That is what? Sorry, a semi-structured data, not unstructured. It is called as what? Semi-structured data. This is called as what, guys? Semi-structured data. Huh? Semi-structured data. That's it, okay? That's it. So this is the type of data we have it, semi-structured data. Now, guys, unstructured data. So unstructured data means what? Unstructured data is nothing but all your photos you have it in your mobile phone, okay? All the videos and voice recordings. Videos, photos, voice recording, everything. This kind of data is called as what? Unstructured data. And whereas 80%, guys, what is that? 80%. 80%. What is that? 80% of the data we get it in what? Unstructured format only. Getting my point? 80% of the data we get it in what's that? Unstructured format only. Everyone, 80% of the data is what? Unstructured formatted data. Okay, only in the 20% you will get the structured data, and what is that? Semi-structured data. Only in the 20% will get structured, and what's that? Semi-structured data. That's it. Only 20% we get it. Whereas 80% will be what? Yeah, unstructured. It does not follow any kind of a structure. Getting my point, everyone? Yes, am I right, everyone? Please.
Yes.
Okay. So now the next one after this is okay, guys. So this is the things we have it. Now after this, but here, as you know, everybody. So for the process of ETL, we require what is it? Source and the target. Source is here, and these are the type of sources we have it. What is it? Files, etc. All these are the type of sources we have it. But whereas from this source, we can get the what type of data? Structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured data. Structured, semi-structured, and yes, guys, structured, semi-structured, and what's it? Unstructured data.
Unstructured.
Yeah, these are the three type of data you can get it. And whereas these data, before we start up the process of ETL, before we start up the process of ETL or we apply the ADF on the data, we require to store the data into Azure. That means we call it as what? Azure storages. From the Azure storages, guys, everyone, from the Azure storages, okay, we pick the data will be picked up by the ADF, that is Azure Data Factory, and then ETL will be performed on the using the Azure Data Factory, and finally the data is sent towards the destination. Finally, the data is sent to what? What, guys? Finally, the data is sent to what? Destination. Am I right, everyone? For finally, the data will be sent to the destination. So now, guys, now what are the storages we have it, and which storage stores what type of data? Let us try to see this. So everyone knows now what is the source and what is the types of data. Okay, so now let us try to see here. We have the, yes, guys, we have the following storages in Azure. So we can say storages in Azure. Storages in Azure. So now, guys, tell me now what is that storages in Azure? The following are the storages in Azure. Yes, guys, the following are the storages in Azure. The first and foremost one, that is called as what? Yes, guys, Azure blob storage. Guys, everyone. So the Azure blob storage always stores. Getting my point, everyone? The Azure blob storage can store always. Yes, guys. The Azure blob storage can. Okay.
Videos.
Yes, it can store any kind of data. It can store any kind of data. What is that? It can store any kind of data. Okay, it can store any kind of data. Okay, so it can store any kind of data. So that means the Azure blob storage can store what is that? Structured data. Structured data.
Semi-structured and unstructured.
Semi-structured. Yes. And then you have unstructured. These are the, can you see here? These are the types we can store it. Semi-structured, structured, and unstructured data. Semi-structured, structured, and unstructured data. So now the Azure blob storage can store any kind of data. Where, guys, what do you understand by, okay, what do you understand by the blob? Can you tell me what you understand by the blob? Blob is nothing but binary large object. It stands for what, guys? Tell me now. Binary large object. What did it stand for?
Binary large objects.
Yes, binary large object. It stands for binary large object. Okay. So now, guys, let us see the second one. Okay. Just a minute, guys. Now, guys, the next one you have it as what? Azure Data Lake Gen 1 means what? It stands for Azure Data Lake Gen 1. So Gen 1 is nothing but what? Can you tell me, guys? What is that? Okay. Azure Data Lake Gen 1. So now in the Gen 1, basically here, can you see the Gen 1? Okay. The Gen 1, basically it is not allowed to create it now because this is going to retire. This is going to retire in 2024. This is going to retire on what? Everyone, this is going to retire in 2024. Okay. Okay. It is going to retire in what? 2024. Hence, it's not allowing us to create. So now, can you see here the next one? What is that you have it? Okay. Then now the entire data in the Gen 2, the entire data into the Gen 2 is migrated, is being migrated to what? The Azure Data Lake. Everyone, Azure Data Lake. Yes, guys, tell me now. Gen 2. Azure Data Lake, what's that? Gen 2. And now, guys, Azure Data Lake Gen 2. Azure Data Lake Gen 2. Okay. Basically, the Azure Data Lake Gen 2 also stores the data. Can you see here? Also stores the data. Where, can you see here? What kind of data it stores? Tell me now. What kind of data it stores? It can store any kind of, even this can store any kind of data. But most of the times, the data which is mostly used for visualization purpose. That means for the purpose of analysis. For the purpose of analysis, whenever we want to use the data, such kind of data is mostly recorded. Okay, mostly recorded into this. What is that? Mostly recorded into the mostly recorded into the, yes, into this Azure Data Lake Gen 2. Okay, Azure Data Lake Gen 2. Okay. uh, such as such as such as yes, such as now, guys,
Seriously.
Yes, tell me now. Here, suppose you have it. What is that we have it? Can you see here? We have the data here in what? Decimal. Decimal. Okay. Whereas in the source, suppose the decimal is accepted. In the source, it is what? Decimal. What do you mean decimal, guys? Can you say? I'm writing a word here. What is it? 7,000 dot double two. This is the data accepted in the source. That is in the source file, it is like this. But in the target, I have to change the data. I have to change the data in like this. That means only decimal is not accepted here. Decimal is not accepted. Only what is that? Integer. That means this kind of data is called as what? Decimal data. And this kind of data is called as what, guys? Tell me now. Integer. Integer data. Am I right or not? So whenever this kind of things to be changed into the target, such kind of data is mostly recorded into the Gen 2. What is it? The Azure Data Lake Gen 2. Guys, apart from this, you have also the next one that is called as what? Yes, that is called as what? Azure SQL database. Azure SQL database. Then you have what is that? Yeah, Azure SQL database. Azure SQL database. Then you have what is it? Azure Cosmos DB. Cosmos DB is nothing but it is called as what? NoSQL database. Am I right, everyone? Then again, after this, we have what is that? Tell me now. Guys, everyone, please. Azure Cosmos DB. Then you have what is that? Azure Synapse. Okay. Then we have what's that? The next one I'm using it. Azure. Azure Synapse is there. Then we have what's that? Azure Synapse. And the next one, apart from this,
Data
we have
warehouse.
yes,
Data warehouse.
yes. Azure Synapse it itself is a data warehouse. Elastic pool. Now, guys, these all are the various storages. So likewise, in Azure, we can have what is that? Yes, guys, we can have 90 plus storages. The Azure supports how many storages? 90 plus storages it supports. Just a minute, I will show you now. Sorry. Just a minute. This is called as a Azure portal, guys. In this portal only we are going to work. Can you see it? Click on the more services.
No, we can't see your screen. That one.
Okay, everyone, just have a look here. This is the portal.azure.com. This is your portal. So on this we are going to work and click on the more services. Now, guys, can you see here? And these are the some of the storages. Then afterwards, these are also the storages. So likewise, likewise, everyone. Okay, likewise, see here, everyone. We can store any type of data that is nothing but in the storage called what? 90 plus storages are provided for that reason. Getting my point, everyone? Yes, guys. These are the 90 plus storages we have. That's it, guys. These are the 90 plus storages we can have. Okay. So I like all this. So based on the thing only, majorly are these okay differences, whatever you have it. Azure Blob can store any kind of data. Azure Data Lake, Gen 2 can also store any kind of data, but mostly it stores the data. Sorry, Gen 1 and Gen 2. Gen 2 mostly it stores the data which is used for what visualization purpose. And then we have what Azure SQL DB. All what happens here structured, that is rows and columns data only will be recorded. Then we have the Azure Synapse. Synapse is nothing but this is called as a data warehouse. This is called as what, guys? Data warehouse in Azure. Data warehouse in Azure. The data warehouse of Azure is called as what? Yes, guys, Azure Synapse Analytics. It is called as what? Azure Synapse Analytics. And Elastic Pool is nothing but where you have very large amount of databases. So multiple databases recorded in a place is called as what? Elastic Pool. Clear, everyone? Yes, guys. So these are the storages. We have it, guys. Everyone, these are the storages, and this is nothing but the structured and semi-structured data. And okay, guys. So this with this, we will have it to end the things. And tomorrow, from tomorrow onwards, we'll start with the Azure. That means what are the things you have in Azure, how the pipelines are designed, what is a pipeline. We will discuss all these things one after the other from tomorrow. Okay, guys. That's it. So I'm just ending up the class. Thank you everyone for attending. Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Sir,
Thank
like
you.
we are
Bye.
recording these sessions, right?
Yeah, the session is on recording. You'll get the
Yeah,
recording.
like it won't be shared to us.
Yeah, it will be shared to you in the Google Drive.
Okay, right.
Thank you.
Every day you will share or
Every day recording will be shared. Right.
thank
Thank
you.
you. Ama?
Thank you.
Okay. That's it, ma. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm ending the class. Okay, guys. So let's start with the Azure Data Factory. Now tell me, everyone, what is the Azure Data Factory? Azure Data Factory is what? It is a service, basically, guys. This is not a software service. It is a service provided by Microsoft. It is service provided by what is it? Microsoft to perform the job of what is that? ETL. So what do you mean ETL? To perform the job of ETL, the service called Azure Data Factory is provided by the Microsoft. On what? Yes, guys, between clouds and on-premises. Between clouds and on-premises. Okay, guys, between clouds and on-premises. Whereas, now tell me, everyone, what do you mean by this word called ETL?
Extract, transfer, load.
Extract.
Very good. So it is nothing but extraction. Then you have what's a transformation.
Loading.
Then we have what's that? Loading. L stands for loading. So guys, extraction, transformation, and loading. These are the things we have it. And why this technique is used? This is technique is called as what? It is used for what? Yes, guys. It is used for what? Data summarization. Data summarization. This technique is used for what? Yes, guys. This technique is used for what? Data summarization. It is used for what? Data summarization. Okay. So
Along with service, can we say it is an application, Azure Data Factory?
of course you can say, but no, technically we don't call it as an application.
Sir, what is the difference between service and application?
Service is that where you provide it, where you provide that is this thing and take the money. That is nothing but service. We provide it and take the money. Whereas, just a minute. Whereas, and the service basically here, as we cannot install it, we don't require to install and download the things. Okay, so hence we consider this as a service. Whereas when it comes to an application, the application can be downloaded, and whereas the data on which the same can be, what is it? We can okay, uninstall it and install it. All these kind of things. It is restricted to a particular computer when it you have a what is that? It is when you consider it as an application. Okay, likewise you have applications in your mobile phone. You can use it for that particular mobile phone. If at all you want to use the same in some other mobile phone, then you need to install it. That is, the application is nothing but it is restricted to only this particular thing. And whereas when it comes to this, guys, yes, when it comes to this one, what is it? We have it. When it comes to this service is basically we provide it and we charge it, and we that's it. Nothing else is there in the service. Okay. So, anyways, so we have what is it? The ETL stands for what? Extraction, transformation, and what is that? Loading. Whereas this extraction, transformation, and loading, it is a process where the data is summarized. So we can say that data summarization. It is a technique which is used for what? Data summarization. And this ETL is in very old technique, guys. Nowadays, even we are using everyone. Nowadays, even we are using ELT. What is ELT? ELT stands for what? Extraction. Yes, extraction, loading,
Loading and transformation.
transformation. Yes, extraction, loading, and transformation. Whereas Azure supports both, whether it is ELT or ETL, whatever it may be, we have it. Okay. So now, guys, for this process of ETL, we require two things. What's that? Source. We require what is that? Tell me. For this process of ETL, yes. For this process of ETL, for this process of
Source,
ETL, yes.
transformation, and target.
Yes, first of all, we require what's that? Source and the target. For this particular process, we require what's that? Source, and the next one we require it as a target. So target is nothing but what? Destination. So between the source and the target, guys, between the source and the target, we apply the ETL or ELT. Getting my point? Whereas the source is nothing but what? Yes, guys, everyone tell me. Source is nothing but what? Source of data. Okay. Source of data. Source is nothing but what? It is the source of data. Source is nothing but what? It is a source of data. It is a source of data. That's it. Okay. Whereas this is a source of data. So what is a source of data? A place from where you get the data. That is nothing but ultimately a place from where you get the data is called as what? Source of data. It is called as what, guys? Source of data. Whereas what are the source of data we can have it? Can you tell me, guys?
Files.
Yes, exactly.
Flat
Yes.
file, text file, video.
Yes. So files, and then you can have what is that? Databases.
Databases,
Yes.
live
And
streaming data.
very good. Live streaming data. Live streaming data. Okay, guys. So these are the things we have it. Files. Okay. Files. Okay. We have also files, databases, and live streaming data. These are the three sources from where we get the data. From where we get the data here. Okay. So then afterwards, guys, first of all, what we do, we get the data here. We get the data and we initiate the data. So by using the process called what? ETL. And once you start the ETL, before this, you need to do is, first of all, these files or these databases data or live streaming data need to be stored in here in what? Azure storages. And from the Azure storages, the same is picked up by ADF. That is nothing but called as what? Azure Data Factory. Okay, it is picked up by what? Azure Data Factory. And now, once it is picked up by the Azure Data Factory, the ETL, the process of extraction, transformation, and loading will be taken care. And once extraction, transformation, and loading process is taken care or taken place, then what happens here? The same, okay, will be sent to the destination. The same will be sent towards the destination after the process is completed. And destination is nothing but ultimately a place where we wanted to store the summarized data. A place where we wanted to store the summarized data is called as a destination. Whereas, guys, when it comes to this data, how many type of data we can have it? Can you tell me? Yes, generally we have how many type of data?
3 types of data.
Okay, guys. So generally we have what's it? 3 types of data. Okay, data type. So basically we have 3 type of data. Okay, data is nothing but we have 3 types. What is that? The first one is called as what? Structured data. Yeah. Next one.
Semi-structured.
Yes,
Structure,
semi-structured.
unstructured, semi-structured.
Yes, semi-structured. Semi-structured, structured, semi-structured, and the third one is what? Unstructured.
Unstructured.
And this data, okay, this data we can find it out, okay, or we can get it here from what is that? These files, etc. Whereas from where we get the structured, semi-structured, or unstructured data, we get it from what? Yes, guys, we get it from the, yes, we get this data. We get this data ultimately from where? From the business. Am I right or not? Business. So now that business can be what? That business can be the social networking sites. We can get the data. That is nothing but we get the data from what? Social networking sites. Or we get the data from what? Social networking sites, human generated data, machine generated data. Yes, machine generated data. And we have what is that? Tell me, guys. Banking applications. We get the data from what? Banking applications, etc. So these are an OLT sensors. Okay, these are the various ways or businesses from where we get the data ultimately. Okay, and that data we pick it up by using the Azure storages, and we store it, and then the process of ETL starts by using the ADF, that is called as extraction, transformation, and loading. Finally, it will be loaded into the target. That's it. Finally, it will be loaded into what's that? Target. Okay, guys. So this is the thing we have it. Clear, everyone? Yes, guys. Everyone, please tell me now. Is it clear
Yes,
or
sir.
not?
Yes.
Okay. Next after this. Okay. Next after this, let us try to understand and move further. Okay, guys. So next, what is it you have it? Let us see this. Just tell me what are the storages in Azure?
Blob storage.
Yes, the first one is called as the Azure Blob Storage. Yes, ma. The first one is called as what? Azure Blob Storage. Okay. And the second one is what?
The
Azure.
Gen 1, Gen 2.
Yeah. So we have what is it? Azure Data Lake. Data Lake. Yes. Data Lake Gen 1.
Gen 1.
Then you have
Azure Data Lake Gen 2.
ADLS Gen 2. Okay, Azure Data Lake. Okay, Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2. Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2 or Gen 1, whatever we say here. Okay, that's it. So now then, apart from this, what is it we can have? We can have Azure. Yes, ma'am.
Azure Cosmos.
Cosmos DB.
Mhm.
Cosmos DB. So basically this Cosmos DB is called as what? This Cosmos DB, whatever we have it, this Cosmos DB, we call it as what? No SQL database, where we don't have a SQL here, okay? Then afterwards,
Azure SQL database.
yes, of course, we have what is that?
Synapse,
Azure SQL database, yes, ma'am. Azure
Azure
SQL
Synapse,
database. Huh?
Synapse warehouse.
Yeah, Synapse. That is called as what? Synapse, ma. So now it is nothing but what? Azure Synapse Analytics. Azure Synapse Analytics. Okay. So likewise, okay, we can also have many more. That is nothing but I'm saying it here. Azure Elastic Pool. So now these are all the okay. These are all the storages. So in Azure, basically, yes, in Azure, basically, we have how many storages, ma? In Azure, basically, we have how many storages? 90 plus. Yes, 90 plus storages are provided in Azure. How many? 90 plus storages are provided in Azure to store the data. Getting my point? To store the data, 90 plus storages are provided. Yes, guys, clear now? Yes, everyone is clear?
Yes, sir.
So now, guys, we'll start with the main subject today. That is, everyone. Okay, guys, so let us start with this main subject here. So the first one, what we now here we go ahead with components. Components in yes, guys, components in ADF, that we call it as what? Components in ADF. So that is called as what? The components in ADF. So here, with the following are the components are required in ADF. Okay. Okay, guys, components in ADF. So now we require the following components. We require the following components without which the ADF, okay, does not supports. So for that, that means to complete this process in ADF, that is nothing but using this extraction, transformation, and loading, we require the following components. So now, guys, the entire story in ADF is depending upon, yes, guys, this entire thing is depending upon the following. What is that we have it? The first one is called as, yes, the first one is called as pipeline. The first one is called as pipeline. And now this is the full name of this. We can also call it here as data pipeline. That's it. Now next one. Second one is called as linked services. And the third one, guys, first one is called as what? Pipeline. Second one is called as linked service. And third one is called as a data sets. Third one is called as a data sets. And the fourth one is, guys, pipeline, linked service, and data sets. And the next one we have it as what? Okay. Activities. Activities. Yes, data sets, activities. Okay. Then we have the next one as, okay, guys, triggers. Yes, mapping, data flows, mapping data flows. Okay. So, and the seventh one, we have it as integration, runtime. So, guys, these are the 7 components we require in ADF to perform this job. Everyone, we require what is that? We require the 7 components. We require what is that? The following 7 components we require it. We require the 7 components to perform the job of ETL, to perform the job of ETL, to perform the job of what is that? ETL, whenever we use this ADF. Without this 7 components, we need not do anything else, or we can't do anything. Okay. So we require the 7 components. So now guys, tell me now guys, the first and foremost one is a pipeline, which is also called as what? Data pipeline. So now first of all, I will give you the technical definition of this, then I will explain it to you. Okay guys, so pipeline is nothing but it is also called as a data pipeline. Pipeline is nothing but called as what? Tell me now. The pipeline is called as what? Data pipeline, which is responsible for orchestrating the data from the source to the target. Okay. So pipeline is nothing but, tell me now. Pipeline is nothing but it is, okay. Pipeline is nothing but it is used to, yes guys, it is used to carry the data from the source to the target. It is used to carry the data from the source to the target. So hence we call it as a pipeline. Now guys, I'll take an example now. Everyone just concentrate here. Okay. Now guys, we all stay in some apartments or individual houses, etc., etc. And we are habituated of having a running water. Am I right, everyone? We're habituated of having a running water in taps. In the wash areas, we have a tap, and in the tap, we are habituated of getting the running water. Can everyone tell me, or can anyone tell me, from where do we get that water? Getting my question, everyone, or not?
Water tank.
Exactly, that is nothing but water tank. Exactly, it is called as what? Water tank. So now, from the water tank, overhead water tank, you are getting the water in your tap. Am I right or not? And tap is located in your wash area. So now we are getting the water into the tap only as because the overhead tank and tap is connected. How the overhead tank and tap is connected? Can you tell me now?
Pipeline.
Exactly, by using a pipeline. So we can say that a pipeline is a source which provides the water. Pipeline is a source which provides the water from the overhead tank to the tap. Am I right or not? Yes.
Yes.
So whereas we can say pipe is a source. Pipe is a source. Okay. Pipe is a source. Okay. Pipe is a source. Basically, pipe is a source. Okay. So pipe is a source where the pipe is a source of providing the water. So here the same thing here. Okay, what is that we have it in the ADF? The pipeline carries the data from the source to the target. From the source to the target. What is a source? A source where you get the data and we pick it up and we perform the process of ETL. Ultimately, we load the data. Ultimately, we load the data into what is that? Yeah, we load the data into what is that?